going back to the bill for how many stops that Jennifer with CBS, by the way. Earlier, right before this event, Council Speaker Adrian Adams held a newser and also saying that she plans to override the veto. What are your thoughts on that? And what are your thoughts on those who say that this is basically betraying low-income and minority families?
I think to the contrary, and it's unfortunate that the real betrayal is the erosion of trust that we've built up for years in the police department. And you know, some of you have covered me for years. You know, this is what I cut my teeth in, of fighting against abusive police practices, stop and frisk. These are all of the ideas and concepts that I have fought for. And for them to believe that now I become mayor and I'm going to all of a sudden not continue to fight for those things, it just doesn't make sense. You don't spend the overwhelming amount of your adult life fighting for something. Their hearts are in the right place. The wording of level 1 stops. We agree with level 2 and level 3s. The level 1 stops is the area where they're misunderstanding the rule. You know, when you misunderstand the rule, you're applying the concept. And so, listen, you can't take away as a child the being abused by police officers. You know, young man being stopped unjustly. I don't think there is an African-American or Latino young man that grew up in my era that didn't go through this. I was stopped as a police officer while off duty. Cops would sit around and say what they've gone through and how, you know, they got into experiences. And so I'm not going to allow our police department to be abusive, but I've always been very clear. Public safety and justice goes together. I'm not going to allow the justice to be harmed, but I'm not going to allow erosion of public safety. There have been bills in the city council that I've disagreed with, but you've never seen this level, because I know the threat of public safety if we get this wrong. And I told the city council members, we can't get this wrong. You know, we cannot restrain police officers and hurt what we have accomplished all this time. And so I'm hoping that level heads prevail. I know when I speak to city council members, if they were able to vote with their conscience, they would not be supporting this bill. I know that their communities don't believe this. I know that the speaker's community, South Jamaica, Queens, Southeast Queens, where I grew up, I know they're pro-law enforcement. I know communities in Rockaways, South Bronx, Upper Washington Heights, they want their police policing, not doing paperwork. And so for someone to say that this is wrong for Black and brown communities, I say, yes, it is wrong for Black and brown communities, because we're taking their police off the streets and we're putting them behind a desk. And that's not what we should be doing.